Why did Ford build an engine in just 90 days? What made it so powerful that NASCAR feared it? In 1964, a team of Ford engineers took on an urgent challenge to counter Chrysler's unstoppable 426 Hemi, which had begun dominating NASCAR. The result? The legendary 427 SOHC, nicknamed the 90-Day Wonder. But how did Ford manage to develop such a revolutionary engine in such a short time? And why was it ultimately banned before it could prove itself on the track? Built upon the foundation of the already successful 427 side-oiler engine, Ford's new power plant was designed for higher RPMs and superior durability. The side-oiler had already earned its reputation as a racing workhorse, but Ford engineers took it a step further, converting it into an overhead cam configuration for even greater performance. What happened next would cement the 427 single overhead camshaft as one of the most infamous engines in motorsports history. But was it truly unbeatable, or was there another reason NASCAR refused to let it compete? 1964, a turning point for Ford and NASCAR. Chrysler's new 426 Hemi engine, unveiled at the Daytona 500, quickly dominated the motorsport world. Its unmatched performance was highlighted by Richard Petty's victory, solidifying the Hemi as the engine to beat. For Ford, this was a wake-up call. Led by Henry Ford II, the racing division faced a serious competitive threat. To stay relevant in NASCAR, Ford needed an engine to rival the Hemi. Engineers were given a 90-day deadline to create a high-performance powerhouse. Working tirelessly, they developed the Ford 427, nicknamed the 90-Day Wonder, for its rapid creation. This ambitious project, born out of urgency, marked the beginning of a legendary engine that would redefine Ford's racing legacy. Ford took an existing 427 FE engine and transformed it into an overhead cam marvel. Initially, the cylinder heads had the spark plugs located on the bottom side. However, extensive dyno testing revealed that the spark plug location didn't significantly impact peak performance, so Ford moved the spark plugs to the top for easier maintenance and accessibility. However, to make the engine capable of competing with the Hemi, they made several significant modifications. The most prominent of these was the conversion from a traditional pushrod design to a single overhead camshaft configuration. This allowed for higher engine speeds and, consequently, greater power output. The engine featured hemispherical combustion chambers, which were also found in the Chrysler Hemi, but with a unique twist. The camshafts operated shaft-mounted roller rocker arms, allowing for smoother valve operation at higher RPMs. The 427 engine was capable of producing up to 657 horsepower at 7,500 RPM when equipped with dual 4-barrel carburetors. Even the standard single carburetor version produced 616 horsepower at 7,000 RPM and 5 15-pound-foot of torque. With the engine's performance potential now established, Ford was ready to challenge Chrysler's dominance in NASCAR. But there was one significant problem: the 427 timing chain setup. At the heart of the 427 was a serpentine timing chain that measured an astonishing 6 feet in length. This chain was tasked with driving the two overhead camshafts, which, while efficient, introduced the potential for timing issues, especially at high RPMs, where the chain could stretch or become misaligned. This design flaw would become a point of contention among racers, but it also led to innovation, as teams soon started modifying the engine to address the timing issues and improve performance. By the time Ford engineers perfected the engine for NASCAR's superspeedways, the party was over. Bill France of NASCAR banned overhead cam engines, leaving the Cammer with no place to race except drag racing. Ford offered the Cammer in two versions: a 4-barrel version rated at 616 horsepower and an 8-barrel version rated at 657 horsepower. Despite its NASCAR ban, Ford didn't give up. They shifted focus to drag racing, reaching out to legends like Connie Kalitta, Don Prudhomme, and Sneaky Pete Robinson. Let's take a look at some vintage footage to see how this engine performed.
Sneaky Pete Robinson, the Georgia Tech engineer, has returned with driver Steve Carboni. Representing Southern California is Don Prudhomme. Detroit's Connie Coletta is here with his long-nosed bounty hunter. Robinson's car, called the Tinker Toy, is powered by an exotic overhead cam Ford engine, nicknamed a Cammer by the racing crowd.
It didn't take long for drag racers to realize they had a diamond in the rough. However, the Cammer had its share of issues. In the upcoming footage, you'll see Connie Coletta's frustration with the engine right out of the gate.
Another driver who's having trouble at this point is three-time Winter Nationals champion Connie Coletta.
Coletta has lots of smoke, awful lot of smoke. 7:55. Coletta probably will not make the program.
The first major problem was the bottom end of the engine. It just wouldn't hold up. Drag racers went through engine after engine until they found a solution: adapting Chrysler's 426 Hemi bearings to the 427 FE block. This fix alleviated the bottom end issues. The second major challenge was the Cammer's nearly 7-foot-long timing chain. This caused timing differences between the driver's side and passenger side cams. To compensate for chain stretch and deflection, racers often ran up to 8 degrees of advance difference between the cams. Using his engineering expertise, he collaborated with Harvey Crane of Crane Cams to develop a gear drive system. This system featured an extra idler gear, allowing the use of 2 right-hand cams. Since both cams now turned in the same direction, Crane could grind camshafts more efficiently. Tragically, Sneaky Pete Robinson lost his life at the 1971 Winter Nationals due to a front tire failure. His passing was a huge loss for drag racing and the Cammer community. During the mid to late 1960s, the Cammer found its stride in the funny car craze. Legends like Dino Don Nicholson, Fast Eddie Sharpman, and Mickey Thompson achieved incredible success with the engine. Ohio George Montgomery even won the U.S. Nationals in both a Willys gasser and a Mustang gasser using Ford Cammer power. Let's revisit Mickey Thompson's dominant 1969 season with Danny Ongais behind the wheel.
When the time came for Danny Ongais to leave, he left. And he left in time to take the AHRA Spring Nationals funny car title with him.
By 1970 and 1971, the Cammer's days in top fuel and funny car competition were numbered. The ever-increasing power levels, reaching 1,500 horsepower and beyond, exposed the engine's Achilles heel. The factory Ford FE block couldn't handle the stress. Since the Cammer was never installed in a production car, aftermarket support was virtually non-existent. The exact production number of Cammer remains debated among historians and enthusiasts. There was no incentive to create an aftermarket block. Connie Coletta once said that if an aftermarket block had been made, the history of top fuel might have been different. In 1970, the Cammer got a second chance with the formation of NHRA's Pro Stock class and AHRA's Heads Up Super Stock. These classes allowed racers to use the Cammer in full-body production-based cars. However, limited production numbers meant aftermarket support remained a challenge. Let's hear Hubert Platt describe the Cammer as he prepared for Pro Stock competition.
Pro Stock is a 4-speed with a 427 SOHC engine in it, which is capable on the dyno at 690 horsepower. The Pro Stock car will run 135 to 140 mile an hour. No low 10s in the high 9s. So this car has to be equipped with roll bars.
Despite its challenges, the Cammer found success in these new classes. But by 1971, its time was running out. Let's revisit Dino Don Nicholson's final NHRA win with the Cammer at the 1971 Summer Nationals. Dino Don's victory marked the end of the Cammer's era in NHRA and AHRA competition. It was the close of a chapter for an engine that was truly ahead of its time. Despite the engine's immense potential, early versions of the 427 faced several challenges. The long timing chain, in particular, was a point of concern. At high RPMs, it was prone to stretching and could affect the engine's timing, leading to reliability issues. However, these issues were not insurmountable. In fact, drag racers began replacing the timing chain with a gear drive system, which offered greater precision and reliability at high speeds. This innovation helped eliminate some of the early problems with the Cammer, allowing racers to extract even more performance from the engine. While initial concerns about chain stretch persisted, many drag racers, including Kalitta, dismissed these fears, noting that with proper modifications, the camera could perform reliably and efficiently. The legacy of the 427 extends far beyond its brief competitive lifespan. The engine's innovative overhead cam design set a new standard for Ford's future engine development. The lessons learned from the 427 informed the development of later, more modern engines within Ford's lineup, such as the Coyote V8, which continues to use overhead cam technology. Moreover, the 427 played a pivotal role in shaping Ford's ongoing commitment to motorsport and performance. Today, the engine is revered by collectors and enthusiasts as a symbol of America. Today, the Ford 427 remains a highly sought-after piece of automotive history, though it comes with a hefty price tag. In recent years, a rebuilt 427 Camry engine sold for as much as $60,000, while a rare, never-used crate engine fetched $140,000 in 2023. Reproductions of the Camry, built with aftermarket parts, can also cost upwards of $65,000. Iconic cars like the Coleman Super Ford, 1968 Torino, Night Stalker, 1972 Mustang, Connie Kalitta's Bounty Hunter, 1969 Mustang, Mickey Thompson's Mach 1, 1969 Mustang, and the Malco Gasser 1933 Willis Coupe were all powered by the Ford 427 Camry engine, leaving a lasting mark on drag racing history. The 90-Day Wonder is a testament to the power of innovation and the relentless pursuit of performance. While its time in NASCAR was cut short by a controversial ban, its legacy lives on through its success in drag racing and its influence on future Ford engines. From its rapid development to its rise as a drag racing legend, the 427 embodies the spirit of American engineering during an era of intense competition and technological advancement. Whether in the history books of motorsport or as a prize collectible, the 427 impact continues to be felt today. Thanks for watching.